What if I told you there's a simple, powerful idea that separates the good from the truly great? It's a concept that can literally transform a business, sure, but also your career and maybe even your life. Today, we're diving into the Hedgehog concept, an amazing framework for finding focus in a world that's always pulling you in a million directions. And we'll be looking at it through the eyes of a total quality management professional, Rokibul Islam. Okay, let's get into it. So, let me just start with a simple question, and it might sound a little weird at first, but bear with me. Are you a fox or a hedgehog? Seriously, think about it for a second. Because this one little question is really the key to unlocking a whole new strategy for success. See, on one side, you've got the fox. The fox is clever, right? It's cunning, but it's totally scattered. It knows a little bit about a lot of things, and it's always chasing a dozen different goals at once, spreading its energy way too thin. But then you have the hedgehog. And the hedgehog strategy is the complete opposite. It knows one single big thing. It's simple, it's focused, and it has this incredible ability to see what's essential and just ignore everything else. And that difference, right there, is the heart of what we call the hedgehog concept. It's a framework that shows you the path from just being pretty good at something to becoming truly, undeniably great. Now, this isn't just some made-up fable. This is a massive breakthrough idea that was popularized by Jim Collins in his classic book, Good to Great. What he and his team did was study companies that made this incredible leap from being just average to being absolutely outstanding. And guess what? They found a common thread. Every single one of them found their inner hedgehog. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing. While the fox is getting tangled up in all the complexity, the hedgehog just cuts right through the noise, focuses on the one thing that truly matters, and masters it. So, the big question is, how do you find your one big thing? Well, the hedgehog concept gives us this beautifully simple framework to figure that out. And it all comes down to where three key circles overlap. Okay, circle number one is passion. And we're not just talking about what you kinda like. This is about what you are so deeply passionate about, you'd probably do it for free. What's the thing that gets you fired up to get out of bed in the morning? What feels less like a job and more like your purpose? That right there is your passion. Circle number two is skill. And listen to this question carefully. What can you be the best in the world at? Notice it's not what are you good at. It's about finding that unique talent you have that with focus you could develop to a world-class level. Yeah, it's a super high bar, but it forces you to be brutally honest about where your true genius lies. And finally, circle number three is profit. This is the practical part, your economic engine. Look, you can be incredibly passionate and wildly skilled, but if you can't build a business or a career around it that actually pays the bills, well, it's just a hobby, right? So you have to ask, what can we actually get paid for? What drives our resources? It's this kind of disciplined, practical thinking, the kind you find in fields like quality management and process improvement, that really turns this from a nice idea into a powerful tool you can actually use to build success. So what happens when we put these three circles together? Well, that's where the magic happens. That's where you find your sweet spot. Think about it. When what you absolutely love doing overlaps with what you can be the very best in the world at, and it also happens to be something that can make you money, that intersection right in the middle, that's it. That's the sweet spot. This sweet spot is your hedgehog concept. It's your one big thing. And when you operate from this core, you have this incredibly clear and powerful focus that lets you chase after real lasting success. This is where winning happens. But, and this is a big but, what happens if you're missing one of these pieces? The model is also an amazing diagnostic tool because it shows us the most common traps that people and businesses fall right into. Let's break it down. If you've got passion and skill but no profit, you end up being the classic starving artist. You're happy, but you're broke. What if you have skill and profit but no passion? Well, you might be rich, but you're bored out of your mind, just dragging yourself through the day. And if you have passion and profit, but you don't actually have the skill to be the best, well, that's just a pipe dream that probably won't ever become a reality. So the takeaway here is absolutely crucial. You cannot ignore a single one of these circles. Real, sustainable, great-level success isn't about getting 2 out of 3 right. It's about that disciplined, relentless pursuit of the center, where all 3 of those elements come together perfectly. Which really just leaves us with one last powerful question to think about. When you look at these three circles, your passion, your skills, and what can make you money, what is your one big thing? What is your hedgehog?